Hey, good morning, guys. It's Wednesday morning at the old barn homestead, and check it out. Got the door open, both doors open. Oh man, these mornings have been so nice. The last 3 or 4 days, it really went from being, muggy, sort of high 70s in the mornings to in the low 60s and nice and chilly. So it's just nice to, like yesterday, we worked with the door open until noon. Yeah, that's nice. Looking forward to being able to do that this winter and save from running the AC all the time. If anybody is wondering, my electric bill with the AC running pretty much full blast, in these hot summer months, plus all these machines running and everything else, it's been between $350 and $400 a month. So not terribly bad for 3,200 square feet, keeping it air conditioned and cooled all the time. So the spray foam, doing a pretty good job, I'd say. These cabinets, they're getting there slowly, but man, it's taking a while, that's for sure. The electrical's going good. Got the bandsaw. I still haven't unloaded this bandsaw off those casters yet. I still got to get that done. Actually, I've been using it with it on there. Just been doing a few test cuts and making a few things I needed it for. So I got it wired in, and it's, the cord that it came with, I just plugged it straight in and powered it up, and it's running fine. Hey, let me ask a question on this bandsaw. When I first got it, these guides right here were actually pinched tight against the blade, and I'm curious, is that how it's supposed to be, or I just loosened them up so there's a little bit of clearance there so the blade could ride. I'm guessing, they had this all the way down and locked, and then they had these adjusted tight against the blade. I don't know if they had that way for shipping or what, but I just want to make sure I have it adjusted the right way. I know I'm going to probably have more questions about this thing, particularly the blade welder. I've never even seen one used. I've looked for a couple of videos, and is that, so that you can just save money by buying long bands of the blade material and making your own blades, or is that so that if the blade breaks you can weld it back together? When does that get used? I don't know. On the inside of it, they I think they had it listed in here what the blade, yeah, there it is, 14 feet 8 inches on the blade. Well, there's a couple of there's one that says 176 inches and one that says, oh, I guess that's the same thing, 176 inches or 14 feet 8 inches. Yeah. So anyway, nice to, the machine just, it runs quiet for, I think it's got a 2 horsepower motor. Let's see right here. Oh, that's on the blade welder. It's single phase. I know the motor that runs it is a 3-phase motor. So, this is a pretty cool CH. I don't know if that's the original switch, but it's a classic looking one for sure. So we'll just power it on. This thing is much quieter than that little quarter band right there. That sucker's loud. This thing's smooth, quiet, seems to run well. The blade seems to track smooth on it. It needs a blade on it. It's got some bad spots. You can see the tack working on it there. And it's pretty cool how the adjustment for the speed works. You just crank it one way or the other around, and that, you can hear it slowing down there a little bit. You see the RPM drop down. So anyway, when I get the rest of this electrical done here, I still got to make this run down into to the fuse panel down there for the mill. Got the lathe on its own plug, and I know you guys, many of you guys said, hey, you can't run that SO cord inside there, it might get too hot and things like that. And I haven't done anything with it yet. I need to go back and pull that out. I just it's up and running now, and I don't know. I know I need to pull it out. I just haven't done it yet. So on the mill, I cracked back into the wiring on the horizontal spindle on this guy, and I did find, I don't know how I overlooked this the last time. You see this magnetic brake, so it's got its own separate motor for the brake, and these little red wires in here are for that. And basically all I needed to do was make sure that these three red wires were connected to L1, L2, and L3 coming in from the plug there. So I switched those around as soon as we get, you can see the outlet I got made and the conduit going. I just got to finish it, take it on into the fuse panel, and we'll be able to test it and see if that horizontal spindle comes on. Oh, I was going to show this. You guys saw the Metalwork Monday video with the tool holder up on the wall. I'm pretty happy with that. And then all this tooling that I got from Greg Porter. I already had one of these Tico holders, but no clamps. This one came with the mill, but there were no clamps in it. And so what's in here is the larger. In fact, these T-nuts don't even fit. I'll have to mill those a little bit. Actually, yeah, that one's going in. They wouldn't fit on the other end. I'm guessing that it's just, you know, tight and debris in there is why it's not fitting. But so those will probably work. These are 5/8 13. I'm sorry, 1/2 inch 13 bolts, and I think these are 5/8 T-nuts. And then this set, which also came with what Greg sent me, all this, you know, I don't have enough to make any of the complete kits, but I've got, you know, individual kits that I've, like, you see these guys right here, I've got 3 sets of those, but yet the T-nuts, you know, only got like 8 of them total, and then lots of these style you know, clamps are missing. So, but what's weird about these are metric. I think they're an M12 by 175. I got to go check it and see, but I kept trying to fit it on a 7/16 and 1/2 inch, and it just won't, you know, a fine thread, coarse thread, no matter what, it won't fit in there. So and I looked online, I do see that they make a metric set, and knowing that this stuff came from the CNC world, you know, this tooling and with the Cat 40 tooling and all, you know, came like this guy right here came out of their CNC machine. So I know a lot of CNC machines, and around everything around them, they use a lot of metric stuff with that. So it's good to have all this. I had this stuff just strode out for the longest time, and you see this mill, I need to get it cleaned up. Anyway, so yeah, you still see we've you know, starting to get some of this stuff organized. I'll show you this right here. My the guy that works with me here, Lonnie, is a big fisherman, and you know, he loves to be on the lake and spends a lot of time out on the water. And he brought this in, and he's thinking that we make a table out of this, and you know, just sort of clean up, true up the top of it, and get it level, and put a 1/4 inch thick oval glass top on it, and just use it in its natural state. But just level it up, you know, just do enough true up on it to level it up. It's pretty interesting, that's for sure. I don't know that this is my type of stuff, you know. This is not something that I would normally gravitate to or design. This is more what I'm, you know, wanting to do and, you know, sell. In addition to, you know, all sorts of other things, you know, fabrication tools and you know, just whatever, you know, anything that I can do to make money, you know, little job shop fabrication jobs, machining jobs. And when I'm not doing that, make all kinds of furniture and decor and things. I'm starting to get to a point where I'll start to have some of this stuff listed on the website. And my goal is to make these things in batches, because if somebody orders a metal bender and I just make one of them, you know, it's your efficiency and productivity is not the same like to make 10 of them. And again, looking for as many ways as I can to get the cost down on this stuff, because when you're standing at the milling machine and the lathe, you know, turning all this stuff out to a tight tolerance, you know, so that the operation is, you know, super smooth and all that, you know, it's just a lot of time, you know. And then you got to figure out what's the market for something like this, you know. And so I'm happy with it the way it works. I think it's a really great design, you know, because you know, what I was thinking about about doing it is offering the base kit with this 3/4 inch pivot and then sell these, which this is just some 1018 cold rolled 3/4 inch that I just turned it on the lathe. I didn't take any material. I just, you know, ran emery on it and just to smooth it up and get it where it would slide in here good. And then this is a same piece of it with an end turned down on it. And that'll give you a really tight bend. And then if you want a wide radius on it, you put this one back in and then slide this over the top, and that'll give you a, you know, a wide radius, and I could even make one even wider. But offer it just with this as the standard, and then if anybody wants to add these other pieces, you know, just offer these as a little upcharge or whatever. So but the guy that designed this, Tom Lipton, if you look at his blog post on it, he's got tons and tons of people that has looked at that blog post and said, hey, I want to buy this. Will you make me one? Will you sell me one? Will you sell me one? And he just keeps saying, no, I don't sell them. I don't make them. You know, take the plans to a machine shop and have a machine shop build one for you. And if you did that, if you took the plans for this to a job shop and said, here, make me this, I guarantee you they'd probably charge you $300 or more in machining time, you know, to take the plans and make one. And what I'm trying to do is, you know, get this down to a price where, you know, when you look at it and look at what it can do for you, you'd be like, yeah, I can see that. I can justify that. Because I'm a fabricator. I know how you guys are. You know, you're not going to spend a whole bunch of money for something that you can't really justify. So, and I'm going to make it without the handle. And this is just plumbing pipe, you know, black pipe that you can get at Home Depot. You can see it's even still got the thread protector on one end of it, so that I can get this in a flat rate box, you know, and make the shipping really inexpensive as well. So I've got to explore that a little bit. So anyway, I know I'm rambling on. Just thought I'd give you guys a shop update here. So it's getting there, you know. Just got to continue to work on getting some electrical over here for the plasma table, and so that'll be